Hello everybody, this is Susma Singh and you are watching Booster Classes. I welcome you all to today's session wherein we are going to do the comprehensive study of yet another significant poem from First Flight Book of Standard 10 CBSE. The title of this poem is Animals, composed by a renowned American poet, Walt Whitman. Watch the video till the end and get benefited. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Before giving you the line by line explanation of this poem, let me give you a brief overview of this. As a matter of fact, this poem Animals by Walt Whitman is the extended metaphor where the poet has compared animals to human beings and differentiates between them on the basis of their character traits. Through this comparison, the poet praises animals for being better than human beings and for possessing all such qualities that humans lack or have forgotten a long time ago. He expresses how comfortable he is in the company of animals. The poet indeed laments the loss of the real virtues, the basic goodness, and the essence of characters on the part of human beings, whereas animals seem to have retained them and are self satisfied. Well, if we consider the theme of this profound poem, we can say that the poet here wishes to convey that humans have become greedy, selfish, and pretentious. They have forgotten their basic virtues, that is, their simplicity, satisfaction, morality, kindness, honesty, and peace. Civilization has greatly influenced man and his behavior patterns. He himself has dropped his goodness, his basic goodness, way behind, and now he suffers due to lack of it. The poem highlights the fact that real happiness and peace of mind are more important. Advancement is of no use if we are unhappy. This poem very beautifully underlines the fact that it is not complaining but accepting a situation which is the key to happiness in life. Hence, we humans, need to learn the natural way of living from animals and find peace and contentment that we are lacking. First and foremost, let me tell you about the tone and style of the poem. As regards the tone of the poem, we can say that the tone over here is critical as well as contemplative, and this poem has no rhyme scheme or stanza division. It is a free verse poem. Well, let me now annotate stanza 1 for you all. The opening line expresses poet's desire to turn from the company of men and their society because he is critical of man's nature and behavior. Indeed, the poet is unhappy with man's degradation. The poet wants to live in the world of animals as he finds the world of animals better than that of human beings. Animals still possess their basic goodness, that is, the virtues of honesty, morality, kindness, contentment, and peace, whereas man now has somehow become complicated, pretentious, greedy, complaining, and sinner. The line, they are so placid and self contained, conveys that the poet is very much impressed by animals' calmness and purity of their mind. The poet says that unlike human beings, animals seem content with their lives. They are happy with whatever they have because they have neither any greedy for worldly things nor madness for any kind of achievements. This quality of animals really appeals to the poet a lot. And the poet finds that the animals have many virtues that men are actually lacking, and he wants to earn them. That is why he stands still and looks at the animals for a very long time. The poet's mood over here is thoughtful, and the successive word use of the word long actually makes this particular line very significant. The first use of long, the word long indicates duration, that is a time, whereas the second time the word long means a desire. The poet's desire to imbibe the basic goodness of animals in his lifestyle. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. Now, here the poet has highlighted the general attitude of human being. That is, a man is always repressed, dissatisfied, and complaining. Unlike humans, animals do not weep or bother for their worsening condition. They indeed embrace what comes in their ways, be it joy or pain. They never grumble about their bad condition. Animals are actually too wise to cry over their miserable condition. Now, the line, they do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins, conveys that animals are not crazy about possessing materialistic things. So, animals neither commit any sin nor do they have any worries. They never have to lie awake in the night crying in repentance for their wrongdoings, for their wrong deeds. They eat and sleep very peacefully. Animals are living their life naturally because they have nothing to worry about and they are free from all types of trivial anxieties. Whereas sins of humans, the wrong deeds of humans have made human beings restless. Now, this line is actually a satirical comment on man's way. The poet says that animals are very truthful because they never boast of the good deeds done in the name of God. Humans, even after committing sins, preach about his duties to God, and he always preach about his duties to God. Human desires to own everything. He encourages differences and pretends to be concerned for the whole earth. Humans do this in order to gain some praise from their friends and become popular among their fellow beings. However, this hypocrisy of humans makes the poet sick. He is literally fed up of this ways of man. Animals are never dissatisfied since they do not have the desire to own worldly things. There is thus no hankering after wealth and no greed, but there seems to be no end to human desires. This never ending desire to own things has been called or termed madness by the poet because this desire makes human greedy and leads to his loneliness and unhappiness. Animals do not pray to another animals, to God or to ancestors like human beings. They do not consider other animals their superior. All are equal among animals, hence no one is more respectable than the other. That's why they are very happy. But the human beings indulge in human worshipping and kneeling down to another human beings who might have lived thousands of years ago. Now, the word kneel over here is symbolic of one's dominance over another that is so prevalent in the world of man. Now, by this line, the poet means to convey that no one among them, among animals, is more respectable or important as we have in human society. And since all of them are equal, there is no question of respect to some and insult to others. However, in our society, in human beings, society of human beings, rich people, people with power, people of status are generally given more importance and treated with more respect as compared to the poor. All these features of animals make them self-satisfied, placid, and much less complicated, unlike humans. So here we have come to the last answer, where we will comprehend that though man is essentially an animal, he has become very complex and unpredictable in his behavior. Today, animals exhibit better qualities than man. Let's find out how. The poet accepts the fact that there is a close relationship between the man and the animal. He also feels that animals represent human beings in some way. This means that animals seem to possess what humans once had, that is, the virtues like kindness, satisfaction, morality, and innocence. Animals symbolize that lost values of human race. And by the expression token of myself, the poet wishes to convey the basic and wonderful qualities of the early mankind, their simplicity, honesty, equality, purity of heart, satisfaction, peace, and happiness that they have lost a long time ago or have forgotten in their march of civilization, development, and advancement. These virtues are now gone to the animals. Thus, the animals remind the poet of true values of the human nature. And so, at the last, the poet introspects himself and says that from where the animals got good qualities, he believed that in his march to civilization, human becomes careless and negligent towards his basic goodness. He wants to succeed at the cost of his tokens, that is, the simplicity, honesty, satisfaction, and peace. So the poet believes that humans not only negligently but also deliberately have gave up their basic goodness a long time ago, and animals got it from where humans lost it and have retained and preserved it since then. This poem is also noted for the remarkable use of various poetic devices. Here, students, in this slide, you will get all the literary devices used in this poem with examples. So kindly go through the examples and deepen your understanding. I am extremely hopeful that you all must have got the in-depth explanation of this wonderful poem. Now these questions, students, will help you to check your comprehension. So without fail, give an attempt to solve them and deepen your understanding. Keep watching to get the detailed analysis of other chapters too. And I'm really looking forward to your valuable comments. Thank you for watching.